Yeah, so I'm watching a lot of the, you know, the Felix the Cat shows, and I think it was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit this morning. So that in combination with something I came up with for a pinball idea gave me some ideas, but the other one was an incident at Jeremy's where there was a hole in the restroom in the wall.
Yeah. And
there was some tissue paper in it and flour in there or something like that.
yeah.
So I made a parody on that song. There's a place in France where they make these dance, and instead said, "There's a hole in the wall where the Pinball Prowler calls home," so to kind of like cut off the rhyme, so to speak.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking about making it like a person who works there, like on a graveyard shift or something like that. Like maybe there was some, like, an idea for creatures that live in the walls or something like that, and when no one's around, they come out and play pinball, so I thought maybe someone who works there at night or something like that maybe notices something's going on, and then, or maybe doesn't notice anything, he just goes out there to play one of the games, and you know, it's like maybe when he puts his quarters in or something like that, he notices that there's something in there that's grabbing it and taking it from him. And so, I'm thinking about doing this as just kind of like storyboard sketches, not like anything real, super like elaborate or anything, just like little storyboard sketches. But, you know, so he goes out there to play and notices something weird's going on with the machine, and so, you know, when he puts his quarters in, something is actually grabbing them from him. So that maybe he looks in the coin return slot or something like that, and then this little mouse-like creature pops out and goes back in. But when he starts the game up, all of these creatures just kind of come out of the, you know, they come out of the kick-out holes and all that, and the play field and all that. And so, like, at first, he's super frustrated and he's trying to get rid of them. You know, so like, first he's, you know, really frustrated, trying to get rid of them and whatnot. But then his ball drains, but then he stops and thinks, you know, he could, you know, maybe use the pinball to try to, you know, kill these creatures or hurt them or something like that, you know, drive them out of the playfield. And so, I thought a little gag about that. You know how the exclamation point looks, where it's like the single line and then there's a ball in the end?
Yeah.
I thought maybe, you know, the point at the end, I thought maybe I could turn that, like, into a pinball joke where, like, the exclamation mark, it splits apart and then they form flippers and they kick the little dot around.
Sure.
Right? You know, something like that, you know, in his head, and he's going over it. And then, so then he gets the idea that he can use his second ball to kind of get him off the playfield. But, so they're kind of there, you know, taunting him, you know, stuff like that, to get him to shoot at them. But, after his second ball, he realizes that they're, or maybe during play, you know, he realizes that they're not trying to upset him, they're trying to help him. But then, once he realizes that, you know, he begins to feel a little more confident and stuff like that, and he begins to actually play better, you know? Because I felt like at first, you know, they were like taking the ball from him and running around with it, you know? They'd take it from him and then they'd run away, you know, that kind of thing. And then they'd throw it down, you know, kind of like how the magnets do on some of the machines where they capture a ball and they throw it around. Something kind of like that. So, you know, at first he's super pissed off, he's super frustrated, but maybe after like, you know, his second ball or something like that, or maybe even just during play, you know, he gets the idea that he could, you know, attempt to get them off the play field and whatnot. But then I thought maybe like, what was it, the Bugs Bunny? You know, remember how Bugs Bunny would dress up in drag?
Yeah.
And he'd kiss the guys? I thought maybe something like that would happen, where like there's like a female-looking version of one of the creatures on the board, you know, on the play field, something like that, or maybe on the scoreboard somewhere. And it kind of like, you know, does like the, you know, the whole Bugs Bunny routine, you know, dressing up in drag and like, you know, dress and all that. And I thought maybe I'd put some sort of a sexual innuendo in there with like, you got an extra ball or something like that, or the plunger maybe moving back automatically on its own or something like that, you know, kind of like a little joke, you know, a little sexual innuendo there. So then I thought maybe on like his third ball, that kind of motivates him to play better, you know, something like that. And then maybe, you know, and then like maybe as some, you know, a sexual joke or something like that, he like hits her in the butt. You know, hits that female one in the butt, and then he gets the jackpot, something like that. You know, like a little, you know, sexual joke in there, a couple sexual jokes in there, and then finally at the end, they come out of the machine. You know, they all come out of the machine and they kind of clamor on him and stuff like that. And so he's like surrounded with them, and they're like in his hair and everything. And then the iris will shrink down and it'll go to like the credits, or like the end or something like that. Just a little something I thought of.
Okay.
So they're kind of like mischievous characters, but they're not there to be menacing.
They're just mischievous.
Yeah. So like they're kind of mischievous, but they're there. Their mischievous ways actually kind of help people, you know. Oh, or maybe maybe like that one female one I was talking about. Maybe like he kisses her or something like that, and then he gets a free game for doing that. Something like that.
When you say sketchboard, are you drawing on your...
I haven't yet, but I'm thinking about doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, have you done it in the past?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I haven't done a storyboard in the past, but I have drawn in the past. But yeah, I'm thinking this might be a good idea to kind of compile it into a bit of a storyboard instead of writing it out.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you could do that.